Hello, and welcome to day three, part two. Wow, I've been doing this for a while. It's the third stream of today, but it's part two because part 1.5, as I called it, was really supposed to be part of part one, but then there was some connection issues and it got deconnected or something like that, but everything's good for now. I am ready to continue probably until 9 or 10. Henry V, and once again, please consider donating to Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. We are only $22 away from the next landmark. $22. So, please consider donating to Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. The link is in the description down below and in the chat there. So yes, please consider that. For part two, I'm going to read the rest of Henry V, which may take an hour or so, and then I will be done for the night. So whether that takes till 8:30 or till 1 in the morning, I'll definitely finish up the life of King Henry V, which if you didn't know is actually my favorite Shakespeare play and one of my favorite plays, period. It's really incredible. There's so many great monologues that is really, really well written. Tonight I will be fin. So tonight I will be finishing up the life of King Henry V, which is my favorite play by William Shakespeare. Alrighty. It is starting to rain outside. A rainy day, the perfect day to sit inside and watch a kid read Shakespeare all day. Am I right? Yeah, let's get started. Act 4, Scene 2. Enter the Dauphin, Orleans, Rambiers, and Beaumont. Orleans. The sun doth gild our armor. Up, my lords. Dauphin. Montcheville, my horse. Varlet Lacroix. French. Ha! Orleans. O brave spirit. Dauphin. French, French, French. Orleans. French, French, French. Dauphin. French. Cousin Orleans. Enter Constable. Now, my lord Constable. Constable. Hark, how our steeds for present services nay. Dauphin. Mount them and make incision in their hides, that their hot blood may spin in English eyes, and doubt them with superfluous courage. Ha! Rambiers. What, will you have them weep our horses' blood? How shall we then behold their natural tears? Enter a messenger. Messenger. The English are in battle. In battle, you French peers. Constable. To horse, you gallant princes, straight to horse. Do but behold yond poor starved. Do but behold yond poor starved band, and your fair snow shall suck away their souls, leaving them but the shells and husks of men. There is not work enough for all our hands, scarce blood enough in all their sickly veins, to give each naked kirtle axe a stain, that our French gallants shall today draw out and seethe for lack of sport. Let us but blow on them, the vapor of our valor valor will o'erturn them. 'Tis positive against all exceptions, lords, that our superfluous lackeys and our peasants who in unnecessary action swarm about our squares of battle were now to purge this field of such a hilding foe, though we upon this mountain's bias by took stand for idle speculation. By that our honours must not. What's to say? A very little let us do. And all is done. Then let the trumpet sound, the tucket sonnets, and the note to mount. For our approach shall so much dare the field, that England shall couch down in fear and yield. Enter Grand Pré. Grand Pré, why do you stay so long, my lords of France? Yond island's carrions, desperate of their bones, ill-favouredly become the mourning field. Their ragged curtains poorly are let loose, and our air shakes them, passing scornfully. Big Mars seems bankrupt in their beggared host, and faintly through a rusty beaver peeps. The horsemen sit like fixed candlesticks, with torch staves in their hand, and their poor jades lob down their heads, dropping the hides and hips, the gum down roping from their pale dead eyes, and in their pale dull mouths the gimmelled bit lies foul with chawed grass, still and motionless, and their executors, the knavish crows, fly o'er them all, impatient for their hour. Description cannot suit itself in words to demonstrate the life, such a battle in life so lifeless as it shows itself. Let me read. To demonstrate the life of such a battle in life so lifeless as it shows itself. Constable, they have said their prayers and they stay for death. Dufin, shall we go send them dinners and fresh suits, and give their fasting horses provender, and after fight with them? Constable, I stay but for my guard. On to the field. I will the banner from a trumpet take, and use it for my haste. Come away, the sun is high, and we outwear the day. Excellent. Act 4, Scene 3. Enter Gloucester, Bedford, Exeter, Erpingham with all his host, Salisbury and Westmoreland. Gloucester. Where's the king? Bedford. The king himself is rode to view their battle. Westmoreland. Of fighting men they have full threescore thousand. Exeter. There's 5 to 1 besides. They all are fresh. Salisbury. God's arms strike with us. 'Tis a fearful odds. God be with you, princes all to my charge. If we no more meet till we meet in heaven, then jolly my noble lord of Bedford, and dear Gloucester, and my good lord Exeter, and my kind kinsmen's warriors all, adieu. Bedford. Farewell, good Salisbury, and good luck go with thee. Exeter. Farewell, kind lord. Fight valiantly today, and yet I do thee wrong to mind thee of it, for thou art framed the firm truth of valor. Exit Salisbury. Alrighty. Bedford. He is as full of valor as of kindness, princely in both. Enter the king. Westmoreland. Oh that we now had here but 10,000 of those men in England that do no work today. What's he that wishes so? My king. My cousin Westmoreland? No, my fair cousin. If we are marked to die, we are anew to do our country loss, and if to live, the fewer men the greater share of honor. God's will, I pray thee wish not one man more. By Jove, I am covetous for gold, nor care I who doth feed upon my cost. It yearns me not if men my garments wear. Such outward things dwell not in my desires. But if it be a sin to covet honor, I am the most offending soul alive. No faith, my cause. Wish not a man from England. God's peace. I would not lose so great an honor as one man more methinks would share from me for the best hope I have. Do not wish one more. Rather proclaim it, Westmoreland, through my host, that he which hath no stomach to this fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made, and crowns for convoy put into his purse. We would not die in that man's We would not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. This day is called the Feast of Crispian. He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand a tiptoe when this day is named, and rouse him at the name of Crispian. He that shall see this day and live old age will yearly on the vigil feast his neighbors and say, Tomorrow is Saint Crispian. Then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars and say, These wounds I had on Crispin's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall our names familiar in his mouth and household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispin shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world. But we in it shall be remembered, we few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. Be he ne'er so vile, this day shall gentle his condition, and gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap, whiles any speaks that fought with us upon Saint Crispin's day. Enter Salisbury. Enter Salisbury. Salisbury, my sovereign lord, bestow yourself with speed. The French are bravely in their battle set, and will with all expedience charge on us. King, my things are ready if our minds be so. Westmoreland, perish the man whose mind is backward now. King, thou dost not wish more help from England, coz? Westmoreland, God's will, my liege. Would you and I alone, without more help, could fight this royal battle? King, why, now thou hast unwished 5,000 men, which likes me better than to wish us one. You know your places. God be with you all. Tucket, enter Montjoy. Once more I come to know of thee, King Harry, if for thy ransom thou wilt now compound before thy most assured overthrow. For certainly thou art so near the gulf, thou needs be engluttered. Besides, in mercy, the constable desires thee thou wilt mind thy followers of repentance, that their souls may make a peaceful and sweet retire from off these fields, where wretches their where wretches their poor bodies must lie and fester. King, who hath sent thee now? Montjoy, the constable of France. King, I pray thee bear my former answer back. Bid them achieve me, and then send my and then sell my bones. Good God, why should they mock poor fellows thus? The man that once did sell the lion's skin, while the beast lived, was killed with hunting him. A many of our bodies shall no doubt find native graves upon the which, I trust, shall witness live in brass of this day's work. And thou that leave their valiant bones in France, dine like men, though buried in your dunghills, shall they be famed. For thee the sun shall greet them, and draw their honours reeking up to heaven, leaving their earthly parts to choke your clime, the smell whereof shall breed a plague in France. Mark then abounding valour in our English, that being dead like to the bullets crazing, break out into a second course of mischief, killing in relapse of mortality. Let me speak proudly. Tell the constable we are but warriors for the working day. Our gayness and our guilt are all besmirched with rainy marching in the painful field. There's not a piece of feather in our host. Good argument, I hope. We will not fly, and time hath worn us into slovenry. But by the mass, our hearts are in the trim, and my poor soldiers tell me, yet ere night they'll be in fresher robes, or they will pluck the gay new coats o'er the French soldiers' heads, and turn them out of service. If they do this, as if God please they shall, my ransom then will soon be leaved. Herald, save thou thy labour. Come thou no more for ransom, gentle herald. I shall have none, I swear, but these my joints, which if they have as I will leave 'em then, shall yield them little. Tell the constable. Montjoy, I shall, King Harry, and so fare thee well. Thou never shalt hear herald any more. Exit. King, I fear thou wilt once more come again for a ransom. Enter York. York, my lord, most humbly on my knee I beg the leading of the vaward. King, take it, brave York. Now soldiers march away, and how thou please to God dispose the day. Excellent. Act 4, Scene 4. Alarum. Excursions enter. Pistol, French soldier. Boyd. Pistol. Yield, cur! French soldier. Frenchity, French. Pistol. French. Art thou a gentleman? What is thy name? Discuss. French soldier. French. Pistol. French soldier. Oh, Signor Dieu. Pistol. Oh, Signor Dieu should be a gentleman. Prepend my words, O Signor Dieu, and mark. O Signor Dieu, thou diest on point of fox, except, O Signor, thou do give to me a garious ransom. French soldier. French. What? Pistol. Moy shall not serve. I will have 40 moys, or I will fetch thy rim out at thy throat in drops of crimson blood. Okay. French soldier. French, 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 French. Pistol. Brass, cur. Thou damned and luxurious mountain goat offerest me brass? French soldier. French, French, French. Pistol. Sayest thou me so? Is that a ton of boys? Come higher, boy. Ask me this slave in French. What is his name? French. I mean, boy. French. French, 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 French. French soldier. Monsieur Lafleur. Boy. He says his name is Master Fur. Pistol. Master Fur. I'll fur him and furk him and ferret him. Discuss the same in French unto him. Boy. I do not know the French for fur and ferret and furk. Pistol. Bid him prepare. Bid him prepare, for I will cut his throat. French soldier. French, 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 French. Boy. French, 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 French. Pistol. Oh, French, 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 French. Peasant, unless thou give me crowns, brave crowns, or mangled shalt thou be by this my sword. French soldier. French, 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 French. Pistol. What are his words? Boy. He prays you to save his life. He is a gentleman of good house, and for his ransom he will give you 200 crowns. Pistol. Tell him my fury shall abate, and I the crowns will take. French soldier. French soldier. French, French, French. Boy. French, 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 French. French soldier. French, 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 French. Pistol. Expond unto me, boy. Boy. He gives you upon his knees 1,000 thanks, and he esteems himself happy that he hath fallen into the hands of one, as he thinks, the most brave, valorous, and thrice worthy seigneur of England. Pistol. As I suck blood, I will some mercy show. Follow me. Exit. Boy. French, 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 French. Exit French soldier. I did never know so full a voice issue from so empty a heart, but the saying is true. The empty vessel makes the greatest sound. Bardolphin Nym had 10 times more value than this roaring devil in the old play, that every one may pare his nails with a wooden dagger, and they are both hanged. And so would this be, if he durst steal anything adventurously. I must stay with the lackeyes, and with the luggage of our camp. The French might have a good prey of us, if he knew of it, for there is none to guard it but boys. Exit. All right. Act 4, Scene 5. Enter Constable, Orleans, Bourbon, Dufault, and Rambers. Constable. Oh, diable, Orleans. Oh, Signor. French, 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 French. Dufault. French, French, French. All is confounded, all. Reproach and everlasting shame sits mocking in our plumes. A short alarm. Oh, mischant fortune, do not run away. Constable. Why, all our ranks are broke. I'm a bit conflicted about whether the Dauphin is the villain of Henry V or not. Because, obviously from the audience perspective, you don't really want the Dauphin to succeed, but I don't know if what he's doing is a bit harsher or not. Dauphin. Oh, perdurable shame, let's stab ourselves. Be these the wenches that we played at dice for? Orleans. Is this the king we sent to for his ransom? Bourbon. Shame and eternal shame. Nothing but shame. Let us die in honor. Once more back again. And he that will not follow Bourbon now, let him go hence, and with his cap in hand, like a base pander, hold the chamber door. Whilst by a slave, no gentler than my dog, his fairest daughter is contaminated. Constable. Disorder that hath spoiled us. Friend us now. Let us on heaps go offer up our lives. Orlean. We are now yet living in the field to smother up the English in our throngs, if any order might be thought upon. Bourbon. The devil take order now. All to the throng, yet life be short, or else shame will be too long. Excellent. Act 4, Scene 6. Alarum. Enter the king with his train. Exeter others with prisoners. King. Well, have we done, thrice valiant countrymen, but all's not done. Yet keep the French the field. Exeter. The Duke of York commends him to your majesty. King. Lives he, good uncle? Thrice within this hour I saw him down, thrice up again, and fighting. From helmet to the spur all blood he was. Exeter. In which way, brave soldier, doth he lie, larding the plain, and by his bloody side, yoke fellow to his honour owing wounds. The noble Earl of Suffolk also lies. Suffolk first died, and York all haggled over. Comes to him where in gore he lay ensteeped, and takes him by the beard, kisses and gashes that bloodily did yawn upon his face, and cries, Tarry, my cousin Suffolk! My soul shall thine keep company to heaven. Tarry, sweet soul, for mine. And then fire abreast, as in this glorious and well-foughten field we kept together in our rivalry. We're still $22 away from reaching another landmark in our Broadway Equity Fights AIDS fundraiser. We have once we reach that landmark, let me do some quick math. I'm going to find out how much we will have done. Okay, so that will be in merely 22 with merely $22 more, we will have provided healthy meals for 520 people, home care for 6 people struggling in their fight with AIDS, be close to covering life-saving medications for 1 month for 3 young men who have out of work and don't have health insurance. We have already covered 1 month for 2 young men, and when we get to 650, we'll be close to covering a third, and we'll have paid overdue rent and kept a single mom with cancer and her children from becoming homeless. So every donation counts. Please consider donating, and if not, please just read what this charity does, because even if you're not planning on donating today, it's good to read about it to find what they do. So maybe in the future, when you're considering donating to a charity, you will think of this, because what they do is really incredible. They help so many different people with different diseases, all people who can't afford healthcare, which is really an incredible thing to do. Really, if it's really incredible and really helpful. So please, please, please consider donating. And if not, then at least read about the fundraiser, because they really do some incredible stuff. Okay, I'm going to continue. The life of King Henry V. Okay. Upon these words I came and cheered him up. He smiled me in the face, wrought me his hand, and with a feeble grip says, "Dear my lord, commend my service to my sovereign." So did he turn, and over Suffolk's neck he threw his wounded arm and kissed his lips, and so exposed to death, with blood he sealed a testament of noble ending love. The pretty and sweet manner of it forced those waters from me which I would have stopped, but I had not so much of man in me, and all my mother came into mine eyes, and gave me up to tears. King, I blame you not, for hearing this I must perforce compound with my full eyes, or they will issue to alarm. But hark, what new alarum is this same? Alarum? I think that's like alarm, but I'm not sure. I feel like half of all the live streams are just spent looking up how to pronounce words. Okay, let's find out. Alarm. Okay, so I was actually yeah, alarm. I was pronouncing it correctly. Okay, that's good to know. Awesome. Okay. Alarm. But hark, what new alarm is the same? The French have reinforced their scattered men. Then every soldier kill his prisoners. Give the word through. Exit with others. Act 4, Scene 7. Enter Flullen with Gower. Flullen. Kill the poise and the luggage? Tis expressive. Tis expressive. Tis expressly against the law of arms. 'Tis an armed and a piece of knavery, mark you not, as can be offered in your conscience now, is it not? Okay. Gower. 'Tis certain there's not a boy left alive, and the cowardly rascals that ran from battle hath done this slaughter. Besides, they have burned and carried away all that was in the king's tent. Wherefore the king's most worthily hath caused every soldier to cut his prisoner's throat. Oh, 'tis a gallant king. Flullen. Aye, he was born at Monmouth, Captain Gower. What call you the town's name where Alexander the Pig was born? Gower. Alexander the Great. Flullen. Why, I pray you, is not pig great? The pig or the great, or the mighty or the huge, or the magnanimous are all one reckonings, save the phrase is a little variations. Gower. I think Alexander the Great was born in Maeston. His father was called Philip of Maeston, as I take it. Flullen. I think it is in Maeston where Alexander is born. I tell you, Captain, if you look in the maps of the world, I warrant you shall find in the comparisons between Maeston and Monmouth that the situations, look you, is potholike. There is a river in Maeston, and there is also moreover a river in Monmouth. It is called Wye at Monmouth, but it is out of my brains what is the name of the other river. But 'tis all one, 'tis alike as my fingers is to my fingers, and there is salmons and poth. And you mark Alexander's life well. Harry of Monmouth's life is come after it indifferent well, for there is figures in all things. Alexander, God knows and you knows in his rages and his furies and his wraths and his chollers and his moods and his displeasures and his indignations, and also being a little intoxicates in his brains did, in his ales and his angers, look you, kill his best friend Cleitius. Gower, our king is not like him in that he never killed any of his friends. He never killed any of his friends. Flullen, it is not well done, mark you now, to take the tales out of my mouth ere it is made and finished. Ere it is made and finished, I speak but in the figures and comparisons of it, as Alexander killed his friend Cleitius, being in his ales and his cups, so also Harry Monmouth, being in his right wits and good judgments, turned away the fat knight with a great belly doublet. He was full of jests and gripes and knaveries and mocks. I have forgot his name. Gower. Sir John Falstaff. Flullen. That is he. I'll tell you there is good men born at Monmouth. Good old Falstaff. Don't we all love Falstaff? Actually, Falstaff is, in case for some reason you do not know, a character in the other histories, but he dies in Henry V, which is not a spoiler because it already happened. But I think if I'm remembering correctly, that Falstaff was a good friend of Henry V before he died. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Yep, so I'm pretty sure, yep. Oh, and yeah. Yep, Falstaff was definitely, I think, the friend. Hello?
Hey. Do you want me to read with you for a little bit?
Sure. No one's really been watching this one, but here, I'll scooch over. I'm on The Life of King Henry V, which is my favorite Shakespeare play.
Nice. How do you want to do it?
Okay, so it starts at this line.
Okay.
I'm gonna read all the names of the characters before we say them, and I guess we'll do it. So basically, you'll start with Goer, then I'll do King, and then because the next one after that is Exeter, but then so like every new one that comes after someone else's line, that is the role that hasn't already been taken, will go to the person who didn't just speak.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay. Goer.
By going, oh, you're going to say all those?
I'm saying all, well, we're starting here. I'm saying all the character names.
Okay.
Or actually, you can say the character name before you say your line.
Okay. Goer. Here comes His Majesty.
Alarum. Enter King Harry and Bourbon, Warwick, Gloucester, Exeter, and heralds with prisoners. Flourish. King. I was not angry since I came to France until this instant. Take a trumpet, herald. Ride thou unto the horsemen on yon hill. If they will fight with us, bid them come down or void the field. They do offend our sight. If they'll do neither, we will come to them and make them scurry away as swift as stones, enforced from the old Assyrian slings. Besides, we'll cut the throats of those we have, and not a man of them that we shall take shall taste our mercy. Go and tell them so. Exeunt, herald, and goer. Enter Montjoy.
Exeter. Here comes the herald of the French, my liege.
Gloucester. His eyes are humbler than they used to be. King. How now? What means this, herald? Knowest thou not that I have fined these bones of mine for ransom? Comest thou again for ransom?
Herald. No, great king. I come to thee for charitable license, that we may wander o'er this bloody field to book our dead, and then to bury them, to sort our nobles from our common men. For many of our princes, woe the while, lie drowned and soaked in mercenary blood. So do our vulgar drench their peasant limbs in blood of princes, and the wounded steeds fetlock deep in gore and with wild rage yerk out their armed heels at their dead masters, killing them twice. Oh, give us leave, great king, to view the field in safety and dispose of their dead bodies.
King, I tell thee truly, herald, I know not if the day be ours or no. For if the day be ours or no, for yet a many of your horsemen peer and gallop o'er the field.
Herald, the day is yours.
King, praised be God, and not our strength for it. What is this castle called that stands hard by?
Herald, they call it Agincourt.
King, then we call this the field of Agincourt, fought on the day of Crispin Crispianus.
Fluellen, your grandfather of famous memory, ain't please your majesty, and your great-uncle Edward the Black Prince of Wales, as I have read in the chronicles, fought a most brave battle here in France.
King, they did, Fluellen.
Fluellen.
Oh, they did, Fluellen.
Fluellen, your majesty says very true. If your majesties is remembered of it, the Welshmen did good service in a garden where leeks did grow, wearing leeks in their Monmouth caps, which your majesty know to this hour is an honorable badge of the service, as I do believe your majesty takes no scorn to wear the leek upon St. Tavy's Day.
King, I wear it for a memorable honor, for I am Welsh, you know, good countryman.
Fluellen, all the water and wye cannot wash your majesty's Welsh blood out of your potty. I can tell you that. God bless us and preserve it as long as it pleases his grace and his majesty too.
King, thanks, good my countrymen.
Fluellen, by Cheshire, I am your majesty's countryman. I care not who know it. I will confess it to all the world. I need not to be ashamed of your majesty. Praise be God, so long as your majesty is an honest man.
King, God keep me so. Our heralds go with him. Enter Williams. Bring me just notice of the numbers dead on both our parts. Exeunt heralds with Montjoy. Call yonder fellow hither.
Exeter. Soldier, you must come to the king.
King, soldier, why wearest thou that glove in thy cap?
Williams. Ain't please your majesty, 'tis the gage of one that I should fight withal if he be alive.
King, an Englishman?
Williams. And please your majesty, a rascal that swaggered with me last night, who, if alive and ever dare to challenge this glove, I have sworn to take him a box of the year. Or if I can see my glove in his cap, which he swore, as he was a soldier, he would wear it if alive, I will strike it out soundly.
King, what think you, Captain Fluellen? Is it fit this soldier keep his oath?
Fluellen, he is a craven and a villain else, and please your majesty, in my conscience.
I need to refill my water.
Okay.
So I'm going to take a quick break. Oh, I just do this.
Oh, good. All right, we'll be back soon.
Not expecting anyone to join because it's a bit later, but just in case.
Let the windows open.
No, I kind of like the temperature. Will you walk down with me?
No one's safe here.
Oh, okay. Don't do anything crazy on the live stream.
Okay.
It is playback, so if you say anything funny, I'll be able to see it.
Okay.
You reading West Simon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's nice.
For a while.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. King, it may be his enemy is a gentleman of great sort, quite from the answer of his degree.
Fluellen, though he be as good a gentleman as the devil is, as Lucifer and Beelzebub himself, it is necessary, look, your grace, that he keep his vow and his oath. If he be perjured, see you now, his reputation is as arrant a villain and a jack sauce as ever his plaque shoe trod upon God's ground and his earth, in my conscience law.
King, then keep thy vow, sirrah, when thou meetest the fellow.
Williams, so I will, my liege, as I live.
King, who servest thou under?
Williams, under Captain Gower, my liege.
You read
Oh, Fluellen. Gower is a good captain and has good knowledge and literature in the wars.
King, call him hither to me, soldier.
Williams, I will, my liege.
King, here Fluellen. Oh, exit. King, here Fluellen, wear thou this favor for me and stick it in thy cap. When Ellen Con and myself were down together, I plucked this glove from his helm. If any man challenge this, he is a friend to Alan Con and an enemy to our person. If thou encounter any such, apprehend him, and thou dost me love.
Fluellen, your grace does me as great honors as can be desired in the hearts of his subjects. I would fain see the man that has but 2 legs, that shall find himself aggrieved at this glove, that is all. But I would fain see it once, as please God of his grace that I might see.
King, knowest thou Gower?
Fluellen, he is my dear friend, and please you.
King, pray thee go seek him and bring him to my tent.
Fluellen, I will fetch him. Exit.
King, my lord of Warwick and my brother Gloucester, follow Fluellen closely at the heels. The glove which I have given him for a favor may happily purchase him a box or the ear. It is the soldier's. I by bargain should wear it myself. Follow, good cousin Warwick. If that the soldier strike him, as I judge by his blunt bearing, he will keep his word. Some sudden mischief may arise of it. For I do know Fluellen violent, and touched with choler, hot as gunpowder, and quickly shall return an injury. Follow and see there be no harm between them. Go you with me, uncle of Exeter. Excellent. How many more scenes do you want to read with me?
20 minutes.
Oh, cool. We'll probably finish the play then.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it ends at 1,164 and we're on 1,157.
Nice.
Act 4, Scene 8. Enter Gower and Williams. I guess since you're doing Fluellen, I'll do Williams.
Oh, I was doing Williams before, though.
Well, this is Fluellen, Williams,
okay.
Williams.
Okay.
Williams. I warrant it is tonight, you captain. Enter Fluellen.
Fluellen. God's will and his pleasure, captain. I beseech you now, come apace to the king. There is more good toward you, peradventure, than is in your knowledge to dream of.
Williams. Sir, know you this glove?
Fluellen. Know the glove? I know the glove is a glove.
Williams. I know this, and thus I challenge it. Strikes him.
Fluellen. Splund! An errant traitor as any's in the universal world, or in France, or in England.
Gower. How now, sir, you villain? Williams. Do you think I'll be forsworn?
Fluellen. Stand away, Captain Gower. I will give treason his payment into plows, I warrant you.
Williams. I am no traitor.
Fluellen. That's a lie in thy throat. I charge you in his majesty's name, apprehend him. He's a friend of the Duke Alençon's.
Enter Warwick and Gloucester. Warwick. How now, what's the matter?
Fluellen. My lord of Warwick, here is, praise be God for it, a most contagious treason come to light. Look you, as you shall desire in a summer's day. Here is his majesty.
Enter King and Exeter. King. How now, what's the matter?
Fluellen. My liege, here is a villain and a traitor that, look your grace, has struck the glove which your majesty has take out of the helmet of Alençon.
Williams. My liege, this was my glove. Here is the fellow of it, and he that I gave it in change promised to wear it in his cap. I promised to strike him if he did. I met this man with my glove and his cap, and I have been as good as my word.
Fluellen. Your majesty, here now, saving your majesty's manhood. What an errant, rascally, peggerly, lousy knave it is. I hope your majesty is bear me testimony and witness, and will avouchment that this is the glove of Alençon, that your majesty has given me, in your conscience now.
Look. King. Give me thy glove, soldier. Look, here is the fellow of it. 'Twas I indeed thou promised to strike, and thou hast given me most bitter terms.
Llewellyn, and please your majesty, let his neck answer for it if there is any martial law in the world.
King, how canst thou make me satisfaction? Williams, all offences, my lord, come from the heart. Never came any from mine that might offend your majesty. Oh, King, it was ourself thou didst abuse. Williams, your majesty come not like yourself. You apprehended. Sorry, it's hard with this. You appeared to me but as a common man. Witness the night, your garments, your lowliness, and what your highness suffered under that shape. I beseech you take it for your own fault and not mine. For had you been as I took you for, I made no offense. Therefore I beseech your highness pardon me. King, here, Uncle Exeter, fill this glove with crowns and give it to this fellow. Keep it, fellow, and wear it for an honor in thy cap till I do challenge it. Give him the crowns, and captain, you must needs be friends with him.
Llewellyn, by this day and this light, the fellow has metal enough in his pelly. Hold, there is 12 pence for you, and I pray you to serve God and keep you out of brawls and prabbles and quarrels and dissensions, and, I warrant you, it is the better for you.
Williams, I will none of your money.
Llewellyn, it is with a good will. I can tell you it will serve you to mend your shoes. Come, wherefore should you be so bashful? Your shoes is not so good. 'Tis a good silling, I warrant you, or I will change it.
Enter an English herald. King, now, herald, are you the dead numbered?
Herald, here is the number of slaughtered French.
Gives the paper. King, what prisoners of good sort are taken, uncle?
Exeter, Charles, Duke of Orleans, nephew to the king. John, Duke of Bourbon, and Lord Beauquequalt. Of other lords and barons, knights and squires, full 1,500 besides common men.
King, this note doth tell me of 10,000 French that in the field lie slain. Of princes in this number, and nobles bearing banners, there lie dead 126 added to these, of knights, esquires, and gallant gentlemen, 8,400 of the which 500 were but yesterday and dubbed knights, so that in these 10,000 they have lost. There are but 1,600 mercenaries. The rest are princes, barons, lords, knights, squires, and gentlemen of blood and quality. The names of those their nobles that lie dead: Charles Delaberth, High Constable of France; Jacques of Chatillon, Admiral of France; the Master of the Crossbows, Lord Rambiers, Great Master of France, and the brave Sir Guichard Dufont; John Duke of Alençon. Is that correct? Alençon?
Alençon, maybe.
Alençon, Anthony Duke of Brabant, the brother to the Duke of Burgundy, and Edward Duke of Bar of lusty earls; Grand Prix and Rosy, Falconbridge and Fox, Beaumont and Marlow, Valdemont and Lestrade. Here was a royal fellowship of death. Where is the number of our English dead? Harold gives another paper. Edward, the Duke of York, the Earl of Suffolk, Sir Richard Kitley, Davy Gam, Esquire, none else of name, and of all other men but 25. O God, thy arm was here, and not to us, but to thy arm alone ascribed we all, when without stratagem, but in plain shock, in even play of battle, was ever known so great and little lost on one part and on the other. Take it, God, for it is none but thine.
Exeter, 'tis wonderful.
King, come, go in procession to the village, and be it death proclaimed through our host to boast of this, or take that praise from God which is his only.
Llewellyn, is it not lawful, and please your majesty, to tell how many is killed?
King, yes, captain, but with this acknowledgment that God fought for us.
Llewellyn, yes, my conscience, he did us great good.
King, Do we all holy rites let there be sung non nobis and Te Deum, the dead with charity enclosed in clay, and then to Calais and to England then, where ne'er from France arrived more happy men. Excellent. Act 5, chorus. Enter chorus. Do you want to read that?
Okay.
Or
Sure. Vouchsafe to those that have not read the story that I may prompt them, and of such as have I humbly pray them to admit the excuse of time, of numbers, and due course of things which cannot in their huge and proper life be here presented. Now we bear the king toward Calais, grant him there seen, heave him away upon your winged thoughts, and thwart the sea. Behold, the English beach pales in the flood with men, wives, and boys, whose shouts and claps outvoice the deep-mouthed sea, which, like a mighty whiffler for the king, seems to prepare his way. So let him land, and solemnly see him set on to London. So swift a pace hath thought that even now you may imagine him upon Blackheath, where that his lords desire him to have borne his bruised helmet and his bended sword before him throughout the city. He forbids it, being free from vainness and self-glorious pride, giving full trophy, signal, and ostent quote from himself to God. But now behold, in the quick forge and working house of thought, how London doth pour out her citizens. The mayor and all his brethren in best sort, like to the senators of the antique Rome, with the plebeians swarming at their heels, go forth and fetch their conquering Caesar in, as by a lower but by loving likelihood, were now the general of our gracious empress, as in good time he may, from Ireland coming, bringing rebellion broached on his sword, how many would the peaceful city quit to welcome him? Much more and much more cause did they this harry, now in London place him. As yet the lamentation of the French invites the King of England stay at home, the emperor's coming in behalf of France to order peace between them, and omit all the occurrences, whatever chanced, till Harry's back return again to France. There must we bring him, and myself have played the interim by remembering you 'tis past. Then brook abridgment, and your eyes advance, after your thoughts straight back again to France.
Exit. Act 5, Scene 1. Enter Fluellen and Gower. Nay, that's right. But why wear you your leek today? Saint Davy's day is past.
Fluellen. There is occasions and causes why and wherefore in all things. I will tell you as my friend, Captain Gower. The rascally, scowled, peggerly, lousy, pragging knave Pistol, which you and yourself and all the world know to be no better than a fellow. Look you now of no merits. He has come to me and prings me bread and salt yesterday. Look you and bid me eat my leek. It was in a place where I could not plead no contention with him, but I will be so bold as to wear it in my cap till I see him once again, and then I will tell him a little piece of my desires.
Enter Pistol. Goer. Why, here he comes, swelling like a turkey cock.
Fluellen. 'Tis no matter for his swellings nor his turkey cocks.
Thank you.
God bless you, ancient Pistol, you scurvy, lousy knave. God bless you.
Pistol. Ha! Art thou Bedlam? Dost thou thirst, base Trojan, to have me fold up Parca's fatal web? Haste! I am Qualsmith at the smell of leek. I'm making an announcement. We are still $22 away from having provided meals for 520 people, providing home care for 6 people struggling in their fight with AIDS, covering life-saving medications for 1 month for 2 young men who are out of work and don't have health insurance, and paying overdue rent, and kept a single mom with cancer and her children from becoming homeless. The link is at the top of the chat and in the bottom of the description, so please check out Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. Now back to Henry V.
Pistol.
I read that.
Oh, Fluellen. I beseech you heartily, scurvy lousy knave, at my desires and my requests and my petitions, to eat, look you, this leek. Because, look you, you do not love it, nor your affections and your appetites and your digestions does not agree with it. I would desire you to eat it.
Pistol, not for Cadwallader and all his goats.
Llewellyn, there is one goat for you.
Strikes him.
Will you be so good, scald knave, as eat it?
Pistol, base Trojan, thou shalt die.
Llewellyn, you say very true, scald knave, when God's will is. I will desire you to live in the meantime and eat your victuals. Come, there is sauce for it.
Strikes him.
You called me yesterday mountain squire, but I will make you today a squire of low degree. I pray you fall to. If you can mock a leek, you can eat a leek.
Ooh, did that rip?
Nope.
Okay. Gower, enough, Captain. You have astonished him.
Llewellyn, I say I will make him eat some part of my leek, or I will peat his pear for 4 days. Pite, I pray you. It is good for your green wound and your bloody coxcomb.
Pistol, must I bite?
Llewellyn, yes, certainly, and out of doubt, and out of question too, and ambiguities.
Pistol, by this leek, I will most horribly revenge. I eat and eat, I swear.
Llewellyn, eat, I pray you. Will you have some more sauce to your leek? There is not enough leek to swear by.
Pistol, quite thy cudgel. Thou dost see I eat.
Llewellyn, much good do you, scald knave, heartily. Nay, pray you throw none away. The skin is good for your broken coxcomb. When you take occasions to see leeks hereafter, I pray you mock at 'em. That is all.
Pistol, good.
Llewellyn, aye, leeks is good. Hold you, there is a groat to heal your pate.
Pistol, me, a groat?
Llewellyn, yes, verily, and in truth you shall take it, or I have another leek in my pocket which you shall eat.
Pistol, I take thy groat in earnest of revenge.
Llewellyn, if I owe you anything, I will pay you in cudgels. You shall be a woodmonger and buy nothing of me but cudgels. God be with you and keep you and heal your pate.
Exit. Pistol, oh, hell shall stir for this. Gower, go, you are a counterfeit cowardly knave. Will you mock an ancient tradition begun upon a honorable respect as a memorable trophy of preceded valor, and dare not avouch in your deeds any of your words? I have seen you gleeking and galling at this gentleman twice or thrice. You thought because he could not speak English in the native garb, he could not therefore handle an English cudgel. Cudgel. You find it otherwise, and henceforth let a Welsh correction teach you a good English condition. Fare ye well. Exit. Pistol, doth fortune play the huswife with me now? News have I that my doll is dead at the spittle of a milady of France, and there I rendezvous is quite cut off. Old I do wax, and from my weary limbs honor is cudgelled. Well, bald I'll turn, and something lean to cut purse of quick hand. To England will I steal, and there I'll steal, and patches will I get unto these cudgelled scars, and swear I got them in the Gallia Wars.
Act 5, Scene 2.
Exit. Enter at one door King Henry, Exeter, Bedford, Gloucester, Warwick, Westmoreland, and other lords at among, Queen Isabel, the French king, the Duke of Burgundy, the Princess of Catherine, Alice, and other French. King Henry. Peace to this meeting, wherefore we are met. Unto our brother France and to our sister, health and fair time of day. Joy and good wishes to our most fair and princely cousin Catherine. And as a branch and member of this royalty, by whom this great assembly is contrived, we do salute you, Duke of Burgundy, and Princess French, and peers, health to you all.
France, Right joyous are we to behold your face, most worthy brother England. Fairly met. So you are, princes English, every one.
Queen, so happy be the issue, brother England, of this good day and of this gracious meeting, as we now glad to behold your eyes which hitherto have borne in them against the French that met them in their bent, the fatal balls of murdering basilisks. The venom of such looks we fairly hope have lost their quality, and that this day shall change all griefs and quarrels into love. King Henry, to cry amen to that, thus we appear. Queen, you English princes all, I do salute you.
Burgundy. My duty to you both, on equal love, great kings of France and England, that I have labored with all my wits, my pains, and strong endeavors to bring your most imperial majesties unto this bar and royal interview. Your mightiness on both parts best can witness.
Okay, pause. Thank you so much, Sarah, for donating $23. The message was, Simon, you're the best. Keep fighting the good fight. Thank you so much. We are now at $651, and we have provided 520 people with healthy meals, home care for 6 people struggling in their fight with AIDS, covered life-saving medications for 1 month for 2 young men who are out of work and don't have health insurance, and paid overdue rent and kept a single mom with cancer and her children from becoming homeless.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for your donations.
Very generous.
I'm just going to write it here.
All right. Should we keep going?
Yep.
Burgundy. Since then, my office has so far prevailed that face to face and royal eye to eye, you have congregated me. Let it not disgrace me if I demand before this royal view what rub or what impediment there is. Why, that the naked, poor, and mangled peace, dear nurse of arts, plenties, and joyful birth, should not, in this best garden of the world, our fertile France, put up her lovely visage. Alas, she hath from France too long been chased, and all her husbandry doth lie on heaps, corrupting in its own fertility. Her vine, the merry cheer of the heart, unpruned dies, her hedges even bleached, like prisoners wildly overgrown with hair. Put forth disordered twigs, her fallow leaves, the darnel hemlock and rank fumitory, doth roost upon, while that the coulter rusts that should deracinate such savagery. The even mead that erst brought sweetly forth the feckled cowslip, burnet, and green clover, wanting the scythe, all uncorrected, rank, conceives by idleness and nothing teems, but hateful docks, rough thistles, kexies, burrs, losing both beauty and utility. And all our vineyards, fallows, meads, and hedges, defective in their nature, grow to wildness. Even so our houses and ourselves and children have lost or do not learn for want of time the sciences that should become our country. But grow like savages, as soldiers will, that nothing do but meditate on blood, to swearing and stern looks, diffuse satire, and everything that seems unnatural, which to reduce into our formal favor you are assembled. And my speech entreats that I may know the let why gentle peace should not expel these inconveniences and bless us with her former qualities.
King Henry, if Duke of Burgundy, you would the peace whose want gives growth to the imperfections which you have cited, you must buy that peace with full accord to all our just demands, whose tenors and particular effects you have scheduled briefly in your hands.
Burgundy. The king hath heard them, to the which as yet there is no answer made.
King Henry, well then, the peace, which you before so urged, lies in his answer.
France. I have but with a cursory eye o'erglanced the articles. Pleases your grace to appoint some of your council presently to sit with us once more, with better heed to resurvey them. We will suddenly pass our accept and peremptory answer.
King Henry, brother, we shall. Go, Onker Exeter, and brother Clarence, and you, brother Gloucester, Warwick, and Huntingdon, go with the king, and take with you free power to ratify, augment, or alter as your wisdom's best shall see advantageable for our dignity, anything in or out of our demands, and we will consign thereto. Will you, fair sister, go with the princes, or stay here with us? Oh, right. Queen, our gracious brother, I will go with them. Happily a woman's voice may do some good when articles too nicely urged be stood on. King Henry, yet leave our cousin Catherine here with us. She is our capital demand, comprised within the forerank of our articles. Queen, she hath good leave. Exeunt all but King Henry and Catherine and Alice. King Henry, will you vouchsafe to teach a soldier terms such as will enter at a lady's ear and plead his love suit to her gentle heart?
Catherine, your majesty shall mock at me. I cannot speak your England.
King Henry, O fair is it Catherine or Catherine?
Catherine.
O fair Catherine, if you will love me soundly with your French heart, I will be glad to hear you confess it brokenly with your English tongue. Do you like me, Kate?
Catherine, pardonnez-moi. I cannot tell what is like me.
Whenever I had French that I couldn't understand, I just said French, 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 Frenchity, French, French, French. King Henry, an angel is like you, Kate, and you are like an angel.
Catherine, que dit-il? Que je suis semblable à l'anglais?
Alice, French, 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 Frenchity, French, 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 French. King Henry, I said so, dear Catherine, and I must not blush to affirm it.
Catherine, oh, bon Dieu, les langues des hommes sont pleines de trompeurs.
King Henry, what says she, fair one, that the tongues of men are full of deceits? Alice, French, 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 French. Oh, never mind. Oh, it's not French. It's just poorly written English. Oi, that the tongues of demands is be full of deceits. That is the Princess C. King Henry, the princess is the better English woman. I faith, Kate, my wooing is fit for thy understanding. I am glad thou canst speak no better English, for if thou couldst, thou wouldst find me such a plain king that thou wouldst think I had sold my farm to buy my crown. I know no ways to mind sit in love, but directly to say I love you. Then if you urge me farther than to say, do you in faith, I wear out my suit. Give me your answer, I faith do, and so clap hands and a bargain. How say you, lady?
Catherine, sauf votre honneur, me understand well.
Right. King Henry, Mary, if you would put me to verses or to dance for your sake, Kate, why you undid me. For the one I have neither words nor measure, and for the other I have no strength in measure, yet a reasonable measure in strength. If I could win a lady at leaf frog, or by vaulting into my saddle with my armor on my back, under the correction of bragging be it spoken, I should quickly leap into a wife. Or if I might buffet for my love, or bound my horse for her favors, I could lay on like a butcher and sit like a jackanapes never off. But before God, Kate, I cannot look greenly, nor gasp out my eloquence, nor I have no cunning in protestation, only downright oaths which I never use till urged, nor never break for urging. If thou canst love a fellow of this temper, Kate, whose face is not worth sunburning, that never looks in his glass for love of anything he sees, there let thine eye be thy cook. I speak to thee, plain soldier. If thou canst love me for this, take me. If not, to say to thee that I shall die is true. But for thy love, by the Lord, no, yet I love thee too. And while thou livest, dear Kate, take a fellow of plain and uncoined constancy, for he perforce must do thee right, because he hath not the gift to woo. Oh, I feel like I skipped something. To do thee right, because he hath not the gift to woo in other places. For these fellows of infinite tongue that can rhyme themselves into ladies' favors, they do always reason themselves out again. What? A speaker is but a prater, a rhyme is but a ballad. A good leg will fall, a straight back will stoop, a black beard will turn white, a curled plate will grow bald, a fair face will wither, a full eye will wax hollow. But a good heart, Kate, is the sun and the moon, or rather the sun and not the moon, for it shines bright and never changes, and keeps his course truly. If thou would have such a one, take me, and take me. Take a soldier, take a king. And what sayest thou then to my love? Speak, my fair, and fairly, I pray thee.
Catherine, is it possible that I should love the enemy of France?
King Henry, no, it is not possible you should love the enemy of France, Kate, but in loving me, you should love the friend of France, for I love France so well that I will not part with a village of it. I will have it all mine, and Kate, when France is mine and I am yours, then yours is France and you are mine.
Catherine, I cannot tell what is that.
I'm going to take a very quick break, so I'll be back in 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that the page that's bookmarked is bookmarked. Awesome, thanks. No, I can just get me a quick break. Not many people are watching this part, but that's okay. Okay. King Henry. No, Kate, I will tell thee in French, which I am sure will hang upon my tongue like a new married wife about her husband's neck, hardly to be shook off. French, 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 French. Let me see, what then? Saint Denis be my speed. French, 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 French. It is as easy for me, Kate, to conquer the kingdom as to speak so much more French. I shall never move thee in French unless it be to laugh at me.
Catherine, Sauf votre honneur, les François que vous parlez, il est mieux que langue laquelle je parle.
King Henry, no faith it's not, Kate, but thy speaking of my tongue, and I thine most truly falsely, must needs be granted to be much at one. But, Kate, dost thou understand thus much English? Canst thou love me?
Catherine, I cannot tell.
King Henry, can any of your neighbors tell, Kate? Oh, ask them. Come, I know thou lovest me, and at night when you come into your closet, you'll question this gentlewoman about me, and I know, Kate, you will to her dispraise those parts that you love with your heart. But, good Kate, mock me mercifully. The rather, gentle princess, because I love thee cruelly. If ever thou best mine, Kate, I have a saving faith within me, tells me thou shalt I get thee with scambling, and thou must therefore needs prove a good soldier breeder. Shall not thou and I between St. Denis and St. George compound a boy half French, half English, that shall go to Constantinople and take the Turk by the beard? Shall we not? What sayest thou, my fair flower de luce?
Catherine, I do not know that.
King Henry, no, 'tis hereafter to know, but now to promise. Do but now promise, Kate, you will endeavor for your French part of such a boy, and for my English mayority take the word of a king and a bachelor. How answer you, la plus belle Catherine, du French?
Catherine, your majesty a false French enough to deceive the most sage demoiselle that is in France.
King Henry, now fie upon my false French. By my honor in true English, I love thee, Kate, by which honor I dare not swear thou lovest me. Yet my blood begins to flatter me thou dost, notwithstanding the poor untempering effect of my visage. Now beshrew my father's ambition. He was thinking of civil wars when he got me. Therefore was I created with a stubborn outside, with an aspect of iron, that when I come to woo ladies I fright them. But in faith, Kate, the elder I wax, the better I shall appear. My comfort is that old age, that ill layer, that all layer up of beauty can do no more spoil upon my face. Thou hast me, and thou hast me at the worst, and thou shalt wear me, if thou wear me better and better. And therefore tell me, most fair Catherine, will you have me? Put off your maiden blushes, avouch the thoughts of your heart with the looks of an empress. Take me by the hand and say, Harry of England, I am thine. Which word thou shalt no sooner bless mine ear withal, but I will tell thee aloud, England is thine, Ireland is thine, France is thine, and Henry Plantagenet is thine, who, though I speak it before his face, if he be not fellow with all the best, king, thou shalt find the best king of good fellows. Come, your answer in broken music, for thy voice is music and thy English broken. Therefore, queen of all Catherine, break thy mind to me in broken English. Wilt thou have me?
Catherine, that is as it shall please de Roy mon père.
King Henry, nay, it will please him well, Kate. It shall please him, Kate.
Catherine, then it shall also content me.
King Henry, upon that I kiss your hand, and I call you my queen.
Catherine, laissez, monseigneur, laissez. Ma foi, je ne veux point que vous abaisse votre grandeur en baissant la main d'un de votre seigneur indigne serviteur. Excusez-moi, Je vous supplie, mon très puissant Seigneur.
King Henry, then I will kiss your lips, Kate.
Catherine, les dames et demoiselles pour être baissées devant leur nopacé, il n'est pas la coutume de France.
King Henry, Madam my interpreter, what says she? Alice, that is not be the fashion pour les ladies of France. I cannot tell what is better in English. King Henry, to kiss. Alice, your majesty entraîne better que moi. King Henry, it is not a fashion for the maids in France to kiss before they are married, would she say? Alice, oi, vraiment. King Henry, oh, Kate, nice customs, curtsy to great kings. Dear Kate, you and I cannot be confined within the weak list of a country's fashion. What are the makers of manners, Kate? And the liberty that follows our places stops the mouth in all fine faults. And I will do yours for upholding the nice fashion of your country and denying me a kiss. Therefore, patiently and yielding, kisses her. You have witchcraft in your lips, Kate. There is more eloquence in a sugar touch of them than in the tongues of the French council. And they should sooner persuade Harry of England than a general petition of monarchs. Here comes your father. Enter the French power and the English lords.
Burgundy, God save your majesty. My royal cousin, teach you our princess English?
King Henry, I would have her learn, my fair cousin, how perfectly I love her, and that is good English.
Burgundy, is she not apt?
King Henry, our tongue is rough, cuz, and my condition is not smooth, so that, having neither the voice nor the heart of flattery about me, I cannot so conjure up the spirit of love in her that he will appear in his true likeness.
Burgundy, pardon the frankness of my mirth if I answer you for that. If you would conjure in her, you must make a circle. If conjure up love in her is his true likeness, he must appear naked and blind. Can you blame her then, being a maid ye rosed over with the virgin crimson of modesty, if she deny the appearance of a naked blind boy in her naked seeing self? It were, my lord, a hard condition for a maid to consign to.
King Henry, yet they do wield and yield as love is blind and enforces.
Burgundy, they are then excused, my lord, when they see not what they do.
King Henry, then, good my lord, teach your cousin to consent winking.
Burgundy, I will wink on her to consent, my lord, if you will teach her to know my meaning. For maids well summered and warm kept are like flies at Bartholomew tide, blind, though they have their eyes. And then they will endure handling which before would not abide looking on.
King Henry, this morrow ties me over to time in a hot summer, and so I shall catch the fly, your cousin, in the latter end, and she must be blind too.
Burgundy, as love is, my lord, before it loves.
King Henry, it is so, and you may, some of you, thank love for my blindness, who cannot see many a fair French city for one fair French maid that stands in my way.
France, yes, my lord, you see them prospectively, the cities turned into a maid, for they are all girdled with maiden walls that war hath never entered.
King Henry, shall Kate be my wife?
France, so please you.
King Henry, I am content, so the maiden cities you talk of may wait on her. So the maid that soon in the way for my wish shall show me the way to my will.
France, we have consented to all terms of reason.
King Henry, is it so, my lords of England?
Westmoreland, the king hath granted every article, his daughter first, and in sequel all, according to their firm proposed natures.
Exeter, only he hath not yet subscribed this, where your majesty demands that the king of France, having any occasion to write for matter of grant, shall name your highness in this form, with this addition in French, de France, and thus in Latin, Latin, Francais.
France. Nor this I have not, brother, so denied, but your request shall make me let it pass.
King Henry, I pray you then, in love and dear alliance, let that one article rank with the rest, and thereupon give me your daughter.
France. Take her, fair son, and from her blood raise up issue to me, that the contending kingdoms of France and England, whose very shores look pale with envy of each other's happiness, may cease their hatred, and this dear conjunction plant neighborhood and Christian-like accord in their sweet bosoms, that never war advance his bleeding sword twixt England and fair France.
Lords, Amen. King Henry, now welcome, Kate, and bear me witness all that here I kiss her as my sovereign queen. Flourish.
Queen, God, the best maker of all marriages, combine your hearts in one, your realms in one. As man and wife, being two, are in one in love, so be there twixt your kingdoms such a spousal that never may ill office or fell jealousy, which troubled offs the bed of blessed marriage, thrust in between the Practian of these kingdoms to make divorce of their incorporate league, that English may as French, French Englishmen receive each other. God speak this. Amen.
All. Amen. King Henry, prepare we for our marriage, on which day my lord of Burgundy will take your oath, and all the peers for surety of our leagues. Then shall I swear to Kate, and you to me, and may our oaths well kept and prosperous be. Senate exeunt. Epilogue. Enter chorus. Can I read this?
Mhm.
Thus far, rough and all unable pen, our bending author hath pursued the story, in little room confining mighty men, mangling by starts the full course of their glory. Sometime, but in that small most greatly lived, the star of England, fortune made his sword, by which the world's best garden he achieved, and of it left his son imperial lord. Henry the Sixth, an infant band crowned king of France and England, do this king succeed, whose state to so many had the managing that they lost France and made his England bleed, which oft our stage hath shown, and for their sake in your fair maids let this acceptance take. And that is the end of the life of King Henry V. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. in the morning. Be there for day 4, part 1.
All right.
Okay, good night.